So,
I, I
uh,
welcome the chief guest and all the participants to the valedictory session. Let's start the session with a quote said by Albert Zint. Research is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. I request our HOD, Dr. A. Narmada, to deliver the welcome address and introduction of our chief guest.
Thank you, Blissy. A very warm good evening, galaxy of intellectuals, introduced invested guests and professors, research scholars, and students. On behalf of Department of Management Studies, DB Jain College, immense pleasure to welcome all of you for the National Business Research Conference Validity Session. I would like to introduce our chief guest, Mr. C. Ravishankar, Executive Vice President of Finance, TV Sundaram Iyengar and Sons Limited, Chennai. Sri Ravi Shankar as a qualified company secretary and chartered accountant. Sri Ravi Shankar has over 3 decades of experience in finance, secretarial, and legal affairs of corporate, inclusive of 10 years in an EOU on a specific assignment for reviving and restructuring the unit. Presently associate with the Sundaram Motors A division of TV Sundaram Iyengar and Sons Limited as the Executive Vice President of Finance. Sri Ravishankar has high proficiency in corporate finance, project management, MIS, budgetary control apart from the secretarial functions. He is well qualified with the provisions of corporate and tax laws and has to his credit ERP implementation in Sundaram Motors. He is an effective communicator with exceptional management skills and adept at maintaining a cordial business relationship with all the stakeholders. Once again, I am very happy to welcome you, sir, for this wonderful evening. I take this opportunity to welcome distinguished delegates from various institutions for participating in the event. I extend a warm welcome to my dear colleagues and students of Department of Management Studies. Once again, I welcome you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Dr. A. Narmada, HOD, Department of Management Studies, will now deliver the brief note on Rapporteur's report.
Thank you, Blessy. Respected dignitaries, the invitees, and the delegates of the conference, and my dear colleagues. I have made a sincere effort to consolidate the guest of presentation and interaction of today's national conference on emerging business trend in post-COVID-19, organized by Department of Management Studies, TB Jain College. The inaugural session, Dr. N. Armada, HOD, Department of Management Studies, welcomed the delegates and introduced the chief guest, Dr. C. Abhishek Murali, Secretary, SIRC of ICI Chennai, and Dr. Saktivel Murugan, Professor in charge, who highlighted the issues faced by the industries across the globe during the lockdown period. Professor G. Anbalagan, Department of Management Studies, proposed vote of thanks. I am very happy to place on record the overwhelming response from the participants on the topic Emerging Business Trend in Post-COVID-19. In total, we have received abstracts from 75 delegates on various topics. Finally, 60 full papers were received and published in the DBJC Journal of Business Research Wherein ISSNM and e-journal as well. My heartfelt thanks to all the delegates. The delegates are not only from the Chennai but also from the various states like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and other places in Tamil Nadu. After the inaugural session, the paper presentation session was started. It was headed by Dr. V. Deenadayalan, Associate Professor, PG, Department of Commerce, Sri Subramania Swamy Government Arts College, Tirthani, Dr. Muhammad Abdul Madar, Professor and Program Director, College of Applied Science, Nizawa, Sultanate of Oman. Dr. L. Vijay, Principal, SA College of Arts and Science, Chennai. Totally 10 of participants who shared their thoughts, ideas, and various emerging business trends in post-COVID-19. To conclude, the conference was indeed a memorable event, and I sincerely acknowledge the hard work and effort of the organizing committee. I also take this opportunity to thank all the delegates of the conference for their effort and support in making this conference a memorable and great success. My sincere gratitude goes to our students who by their presence and hard work made this event grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Mr. C. Ravi Shankar, Executive Vice President, Finance, TV Sundaram Iyengar and Sons Limited, Chennai, will now deliver the valedictory address.
Good afternoon. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you. I think this is a new normal, and it's a great experience to address all the participants through this video call. And I thank the DB Jain College management, professor in charge, and professor of the department for having invited me to be present virtually to share my thoughts on the emerging business trends post COVID-19. So these are all my views. I have also had the occasion to go through the research papers, although very briefly. I think it's a great effort by all the participants, and all of us have understood one thing: there is going to be construction after destruction. So please listen to me and then share your views in any form whatsoever possible. India is not an exception when the whole world face economic downturn as a result of COVID-19. Lockdown, a single word, forced the human beings to stay put at homes for most of the period from March 2020 to July 2020. As a result of this shutdown, restart of the economic activity is in slow pace, coupled with other factors, that is, many segments such as travel, both by land, sea or air, yet to commence in full speed. As a result, travel for entertainment, tourism, business and social visits took the backbenches. While the entertainment industry is limping back and trying to reach its normalcy, many more segments are yet to start their activities, such as education, medical tourism, infrastructure, real estate, state-run museums, parks, zoological parks, beaches, etc. Even religious and worship places are just kept open, to say so, but without fervor and flamboyance. Following are the facts which we cannot ignore at this point in time. Number one, the economic indicators, that is IIP, the Index of Industrial Production, grew by 0.2% in September 2020 on a year-on-year basis compared to a 7.36% contraction posted in August 2020. Number two, factory output resumes growth. The factory output in September 2020 expanded by 0.24% from the year ago period. Output of consumer durables such as cars and household appliances grew by 2.77% after 15 successive months of contraction. Here I have to say that as per the Apex Code direction, the automobiles had a very bad period for the last 12 months because they have to move from that stricter norms of pollution control, that is BS4 to BS6. That also, spoiled the growth of the automobile segment. Number three, India's trade deficit widened as exports declined by 5.12% on year-on-year basis comparison compared in October 2020. Actually, in September 2020, exports grew, but if we see that for the period April to September 2020, exports declined 19.02% to 150.14 billion, while imports also fell by 36.20% to $182.29 billion. Number four, states may cut infrastructure outlay by up to 40% in 2020-21. States, we have to remember here that states account for 40% of the total infra and capital expenditure outlay. Number five, electricity generation year on year growth is just 3%. It's better than what they predicted in October 2020, though lower in the previous month. Number six, India's inflation is measured by WPI, that is Wholesale Price Index, which inched up in October 20 as a high of 1.48%. Number seven, Indian economy contracted by 10.2% in the second quarter, that is July to September. This is a substantial improvement from the 23.9% decline in quarter one during this lockdown period, April to June, due to COVID lockdown. Number eight, post-COVID, real estate demand to improve gradually. That's the indication. Housing volume declined by 50% in H1 of 2021 across top 8 cities in India. Post this, sales bounced back with quarter-on-quarter growth of 60% in Q2 of 2021. So, according to one report issued by ICRA, a leading rating agency, they feel that it's the pent-up demand behind improved economic activity may not sustain, but facts are different. Let us see the other multiple factors. There are indications that GST collections have had a sharp recovery since October, which has led to many analysts to revise their overall GDP forecast for the fiscal. But in the words of principal economist Aditi Nair, we caution that the spikes in production seen in the various sectors in October 2020 are an exaggeration of the true recovery on the ground, as they have been driven by a large component of pent-up demand that may not sustain after the festive period is over. Unquote. The factors which remain to be watched are the pace of government spending in the second half of the fiscal after the unexpected contraction recorded in the September quarter. The potential reimposition of restrictions in one or more states on account of fresh surge in COVID-19 infections may tamper the momentum of recovery in the coming months. The agency also said that available trends in early November, are suggesting some moderation in these spikes in the ongoing month. Other than this, in October, 10 of the 17 high-frequency indicators tracked by the agency showed a pickup, including GST e-way bills, where growth accelerated to 21.4% as compared to the year-ago period, as against 9.4% in the preceding September. So, let us see. The 8.8% growth in electricity was driven largely by a favorable base, the agency said, pointing out that the same was down 13.3% in the year-ago period. So, what is in store? What is in store for us? We have to, as I said, started saying that there is going to be construction after destruction. So the world economy itself is facing large amount of turmoil because there has been no economic activity, although there has not been downfall of that any particular segments. As I said earlier, the tourism, air travel, then the hotels, and associated with that, the medical tourism. So all this adds to the economic rebound which is yet to happen. But at the same time, we should not forget that India has the resilience to come out of this, because we have the strong agri-based and very well healthcare systems which have sustained this population to meet the challenges in during this COVID period. We are all united to face this. Now, the good news, of course, for the last 2 days, couple of days, we are seeing that the vaccine is going to come or it's going to be administered very soon, and that showed a lot of volume growth as well as this. You can see the buoyancy in the share market, which means that investments are going to be opened up and economy is for a brisk pace, I would say post March 2021. So since I am connected with this automobile industry, we have seen that pent-up demand was there, of course, between July, August, September. But last 2 months, October and November, also we have seen that growth that's been sustained, and it is that that transportation is the crux of the this they always say that is the economic wheel driven by momentum of happenings around the automobile segment. So I am confident personally that if you are able to sustain in the couple of months ahead, maybe December to March, I think the economic rebound or the resurgence in the economic activity and associated with the business segments will happen. And as I always started saying that there's going to be a construction period for the economy to be built up. Thank you for this opportunity to share my views, and it's been good to talk to you virtually. This is what we have been doing for the last April to September while conducting our day-to-day business. Thanks to the digitization, automation, and of course this technological development which helps us to meet or stay connect either with this team or Zoom or this Google Meet. All this is helping us to be associated with the people connect. So let's overcome with a lot of confidence, and you can see that India is going to emerge as a strong economically, base, and then meet the challenges in the near future. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much to one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was very informative and thoughtful. I request our chief guest, Mr. C. Ravishankar, to announce the presenter by giving the Best Paper Award in today's national conference.
Professor, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So what I can see you with the mask, and then now we are opening up. So what am I to do? Because I'm meant to go through this papers. So who is the best presenter?
These are all selected by
Sir, we'll
Selected by the
announce it,
team.
sir.
Yeah, please.
the
I'll wait
chairman
for that.
or chair. Those people selected these papers after listening to the presentation.
Oh, okay.
In the technical session, the three
Yes.
chairmen listened to the paper presented observations.
Dr. T. Sujata, Associate Professor of Syward College.
On the topic of
Sir, on the topic of a study on human capital management and its impact on its employees towards work environment and career growth opportunities in Chennai environment.
no, it's an excellent topic at the right time to do so.
Thank you, sir. The next person, Blessy, can you announce the next person
Yes,
for?
yes, ma'am. Mr. Jebba Samuel, research scholar of University of Madras.
His topic, being of new normal technology adapted in India.
Again, it's a wonderful subject, and it's pervading into the every household now.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. A. Sandip, research scholar of Annamalai University.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The topic, the green marketing insights and realization of people in Malapuram district.
Oh, this is associated with a particular, business activity.
Awareness and insight of green marketing.
Oh, good. I'll go through the paper definitely. I just scanned through it this morning, but I'll definitely go through it's a wonderful.
Thank you,
I mean, an eye opener.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Nice of you.
Thank you, sir. We congratulate all the winners and participants.
Thank you. Thank you very
We
much.
welcome feedback from the participants. The feedback link will be sent in the chat box. Participants are requested to fill it. Professor
Definitely,
R.
ma'am.
Shalini, Department of Computer Science, will now deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Blessy. Good evening, one and all. It's my honor and privilege have been asked to propose vote of thanks on the fourth National Business Research Conference on Business Trends in Post-COVID-19 Valedictory Session. Today, this event has made a remarkable, memorable moment in the milestone of Division College. On behalf of Department of Management Studies, Division College, I extend my gratitude to our management trust members, President Sri Dayachand Savanshuka, Secretary Academic Dr. Harishal Mehta, Secretary Finance and Academic Jashwant Kuno, Professor in charge Dr. Shaktivel Murugan Sir, Head of the Management Department Dr. A. Narmada, and other faculty members for their continuous support and guidance in organizing the conference. My heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Mr. C. Ravishankar, for sharing with us his vast knowledge about growth in world economy after COVID-19. Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and thoughtful address. I extend my gratitude to the distinguished panel of speakers, delegates from various institutions, and distinguished participants for participating in the conference. Also, I would like to thank our technical team, comparing team, and students volunteers who have worked on and off the scene to make this event a resounding success. Once again, thanking one and all. Thank you. Thank, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
So my heartfelt thanks, sir.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. All the best to one and all.
Okay, sir.
You have successfully achieved what is intended to be done during this period.